This is my update for the morning after the election. And first, I did an earlier version, which I've taken down. I want to mention that there's a bit of an oops in there, which I'll get to in a second. I think we can definitely say now that the election certainly didn't turn out as good as we'd hoped on the Trump side, and I'm quite, but it's still a live situation. Wasn't as good as I thought it might be this morning, and perhaps not as exciting either. Um, I'll go into the mistake I made. I forgot that we actually had won Nebraska 2 in 16, and I used the total votes that were won and worked backward rather than work building up, since it's easier calculation. And so, in reality, right now the 213 that they show, like on a lot of the Fox and so forth, doesn't include Alaska. I think we'll win Alaska, which brings up to 216. And when you bring in Georgia and North Carolina, assuming we win those, which is about the only way to success, obviously, we'd end up with 247. And if we do win now there's just like the second district in Nevada has been, it looks like that's going to Biden. So if that happens, then if we go over to Maine, has a similar process of allocating electors by a congressional district. Maine, too, currently looks like it's heading toward Trump, although it hasn't been called yet. So if Trump wins that, you'd have 248. Okay, if Trump then wins Pennsylvania, which is his best chance to pick up a state, I would say at this point, that would be 268, which falls short of what he would need to the 270 that's required, or even the 269 I was discussing earlier to throw it into Congress. So what's left outstanding right now? Well, basically the call on Arizona, of course, is it seems like that's going to hold up, unfortunately. But there's still, I think the campaign is still contesting it, so let's consider it. And I don't think everybody's called it yet, as I looked at some other sources that hadn't called it yet. Fox did, but so it's ironically some of the more liberal sources haven't called it yet. That's kind of humorous, but interesting. But if he gets those 11 electoral votes on top of that, that would make him a winner, you see. The other state that's very interesting here, there's two, of course, Michigan and Wisconsin, which haven't been called yet as of this time still. However, although Trump had leads early in the morning, I think now it's moved over to Biden, and I think they're still counting ballots, and probably mail-in ballots and stuff. And so that, to me, doesn't look too promising. I have a bit of a bad feeling about that one, but those still possibilities there. But it looks to me like the initial count is almost out of what I'd call a recount range. You've got to get pretty close for a recount to do you any good, usually, unless there's really massive fraud, and even then it's kind of hard to detect and prove it. So you got that. And then the final issue, though, is Nevada, which has Biden has taken a slight lead, but there's a lot of votes yet left to be counted there. And there's a lot of controversies about the way they've done things in that state. So that has 6 electoral votes. If you add that to the potential 248, I think it would be, as I said, that would give you give Trump a total of would be 274. And if we don't get the one in Maine, it would be 273. So either of which would give him a win, Trump, that is. So it looks to me like that the path forward for Trump that's probably the most productive would be to continue to go out to win Pennsylvania and to hope that we can win Nevada. And I think the situation in Nevada is such that I don't know, there's really a deadline on sending in ballots. So any Republicans out there that have a ballot, send it in, I guess. I'm not sure about that, but whatever the state laws are, comply with them. And but I think that hopefully we might be able to turn the Nevada situation around still, potentially. And I think, unfortunately, that's probably going to be the necessary pathway to win, actually, or to have a surprise comeback in Arizona. As well as winning Pennsylvania. Now, there's a small chance that things could go positive in either Wisconsin or Michigan, but I think the odds are moving in the wrong direction on that one. So that's kind of my situation on the election right now. I'm kind of sorry that I made an earlier mistake by one vote, which would have changed a lot, which I guess it goes to show you that a small number of votes can have a big impact. And but my memory was false on what had happened and what was in that previous base number I was working from. So at any rate, that's kind of the way it is. We'll keep you posted as things develop. And it is interesting to note that the mainstream polling was really way off, but at the same time, Trump's strategy was clearly drawing to an inside straight, as they say, and you have to have all your ducks in a row. And if one of the key ones fall out of the alignment for any reason, um, there's nothing about the macro popular vote that really says that Trump couldn't win this. But if Arizona and Nevada go the way they're going, or Wisconsin or Michigan, you kind of reach a situation there. So anyway, we'll keep you posted. If you like these videos, again, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and give me a like, make any comments you want. Again, I apologize for the miscalculation this morning, but these things happen. Just like to keep it honest. All for now.